So we got the O'Malley fight coming up, but in the meantime, we do have the Petr Yan fight because it is now free. There's Dana White. I can keep this thing fucking rolling for the next 10 minutes. He'll have the same expression on his face. There's one thing you got to notice is that Sean O'Malley, he's starting off crawling. He's starting this fight off both feet and both fists touching the canvas.
Body kick finds the home for Yan.
I think he caught that kick. Yeah, he caught it. I don't know if it hurt him or not. Let's see. Barely. It tapped him. Oh yeah, this is the most important part of the round. This is the most important part of the first round. Was this. Where we see how good Sean is, how good his takedown defense is against the cage.
Now Yan shoots. A lot of fans were expecting we'd see some of this.
You wondered if Petr Yan would use his wrestling. You know he has that ability, and we got the answer.
And to preface what is about to happen, going into this fight, every single person every single person ever was saying that like Yan could just walk up to Sean and just ragdoll him. Oh my goodness, dude, it's Hasbulla. They brought in Hasbulla. Oh. That was the perfect time to pause it on. Oh my goodness, it's Hasbulla. I can't believe it. I told you, dude, it's several minutes later, he's got the same expression on his face. But going into this, everybody just thought Yan was going to ragdoll, could ragdoll O'Malley without any resistance at all.
Now he's on his back. O'Malley's got to turn back towards him there. He's got to try to find a way to get that right arm back through to get to an underhook. And he did. Look
at that. He already had the underhook while DC was explaining it. Dude, I'm getting so distracted by fucking Hasbulla. I can't believe
O'Malley's got to turn back.
I just can't believe he's like,
he's got to try to find a way to get
real.
That right.
O'Malley.
Still, you could see he's still switching stances throughout he has not like restricted himself to one stance, which is just completely throwing off Yan. It's keeping him guessing, keeping him thinking. Look at that now. Sneaky footwork from Yan. He just switched stances with that, but I think Sean realized he did. Look at that. Dana White with the exact same expression on his face again. Yeah, he doesn't even look like he's alive. He looks like he's taxidermied. He's just sitting there. Anyway, let's see if Sean can adjust to this sneaky footwork.
He doesn't overextend. O'Malley's doing a good job of throwing feints at him. Notice.
Yeah, there's the switch. I don't know if it was. I don't think it had any relation to that, but you could see. At least this is what I'm guessing. Now that he switched his stance, he has that overhand left, right? That like it doesn't really hit him too hard, but like it's on the money, right? It could easily catch. He could easily catch him. He catches him with that later in the fight. Actually, that's when Sean realizes he's got to switch his stance back. Once again, I don't think he's gonna be able to get at this one. I'll be honest. I don't think much happens from here, and I think this is why Sean won the fight. See him, he's standing there. You could see the look in his eyes. He knows he just did absolutely nothing. Like, he threw a couple of these small little shots, but they did nothing. They don't count. Those don't count for anything. That entire sequence, as you can see, this is how that entire sequence has ended. It has ended with, to be honest, it has ended with Yan in a worse position, because now mentally he's worse, because that's the second time his wrestling has not worked against a striker, someone he should be able to be ragdolling around the ring, or at least what everyone was telling him up until this point, what everyone was saying online up until this point, right?
Body kick from Yan, a shot from O'Malley.
That's the most unbelievable thing that's ever happened. I'm still surprised that even happened. Oh my goodness,
Body kick from Yan,
heavens! In what world? Like, in what world does this
Body
happen?
kick from Yan, a shot from
A clean shot too. That was a very good round for Sean. That round I would score for Sean 100% without a doubt. And I think if you score that round for Yan somehow, I think that's kind of ridiculous. I think that's crazy. I think most people can agree that's crazy. I think that's kind of, if you think that either of those takedowns gave him any sort of edge. The first one the first one was even worse. The second one, he at least brought him to the ground. It was at least a successful takedown. Yeah, so he just didn't. So basically, the thing is, he just didn't win that round. You see that shit too, as well? They're swapping out the air horns in the back. That's the most important part of this entire fight. They're swapping out the air horns in the back. This lady, where my mouse is, they're swapping out the air horns in the back, I believe. Because if you didn't hear at the end of the last round, the air horn sounded like absolute shit. To be honest, I don't think it gets any better. It might get worse. You never know. Then that's the second most important part of that round.
He stung him.
Just amazing sequence. It just shows how wrong people were. I mean, Peter is swinging for his life. He is swinging for his life. But then, Peter comes back. Peter does come back, I can't lie. And I think he takes the round from there. And this is the overhand here. This is the overhand left again. It comes back. And Sean is in his southpaw stance. Right? Boom! Oh my goodness. The fact Sean survived that is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. And then this is the worst possible position O'Malley could be in. He's in the middle of the ring, of the octagon, on the ground with Peter. He is fucking terrified. He knows that this could be the end of the fight, and there's still 4 minutes left. So he's got to fight. He knows he's got to fight for his life, or he's gonna die. I would say it's pretty even so far, but soon it will end up being Yan's round. I don't know why he let him get to the cage. That's the thing. Yan, I wasn't really paying attention. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just spaced out for the past few minutes. But Yan just gave up the best position he could have had. I'm gonna be honest. If Aljamain gets Sean in that same position, I think Aljamain wins the fight. If he doesn't, then Aljamain is a bum. He's a bum Dilliangus.
Back, so to speak. Oh, I love that trip. He did this against Aljamain Sterling many times. And that was good. Good urgency there, though. Oh, he tried it back. O'Malley went to the same technique.
The feints, it's like the most ridiculous shit ever. What is he doing?
The same technique.
He looked up. He looked up. Yan is definitely up for this round.
Oh, he actually got to the double there. I did not expect him to be able to secure the hips of O'Malley. Great job by Petr Yan. O'Malley has
Dude, if I heard that shit in my ear, well, I'm in like a very dangerous position. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'd be able to think.
Some good combination.
The thing is, this is a lot of control time here, but it's not doing anything.
Mixing in these takedowns consistently in the first round, now in the second round.
I would say that his takedown earlier in the round was pretty impactful to the fight. It was pretty good, and I would say it probably would score him this round. I would honestly give him this round because of that, and just the exchanges that they've had so far. But I would give it to Yan because of that first scramble and the damage that's been done throughout the round. But I'm be honest, this is not very impressive. This sort of wrestling here, this just smothering your opponent doesn't really, it shouldn't score on the scorecards. It's not going to score, at least in this fight, I guess. And the thing is, each fight is scored a little bit different, which is just the reality of it. You're never going to be able to score every fight exactly the same, because everybody fights a little bit different, and everybody is a little bit different. And it's like it's an unbelievable amount of variables at one time. I mean, you probably could make the rules a little bit more strict, but I feel like at that point, and there's, oh my goodness, for heaven's sake, it's Hezbollah. He's not even looking in the right direction right now. They probably took his batteries out. They turned them off. Oh my goodness. But regardless, Peter Yan. What was I even going on about?
All these takedowns, damage, control time in favor of Yan. Yeah, huge 2 minutes.
Yeah. The control. He gets the control time, but it's not leading to anything. The control time doesn't trump the damage over the fight.
10 minutes.
Yeah, it
in
actually.
The books.
The horn got worse. But that was definitely a great round for Peter Yan. I'm not convinced by him just holding on, like holding Sean down. You know what I'm saying?
And has very good kicks. And I'd like to see Aljamain attack those legs. Throw that front kick up the middle.
And Aljamain's striking is just not going to hold up with Sean O'Malley. This is what everyone was saying. Aljamain. This is what every Peter Yan Peter Yan fan was complaining about Aljamain Sterling for doing. Do some damage on Yan. Then that's the round. And people were complaining about that shit. How much different is that from this?
Keeps the guard high, lands some
How
good
much different is
combinations, and then
that?
going and
Is
making
this?
these takedowns consistently. First round, now in the second round.
I would argue Aljamain did a better job.
All these takedowns.
I would argue Aljamain did a better job.
Time in favor of Yan. Yeah, huge 2 minutes.
They're saying this is dominant, that this is dominant, but Aljamain's is not. Aljamain's is not dominant. Aljamain's is not doesn't count for a dominant win in any sort of way, right?
10 minutes.
Right. He rode his way to a victory, but all of that, and plus the rest of the grappling in this fight, except for the takedown earlier in the second round, which we've already discussed. They're saying that.
Tough.
Yeah, Yan returns with his overhand left. Oh my goodness, it's insane to me he didn't just get knocked out right there. I would say the striking output of Yan was very good in this round, and I think that his initial scramble with Sean in the middle of the canvas was pretty good. And I would definitely give, so far I would give Sean the first round, and I would give Peter Yan the second round.
Third and final round, Petr Yan and Sean O'Malley.
Oh, that is definitely not. Those are definitely not the people I thought they were, dude. Dude, I thought it was Bilal Muhammad, Yoel Romero, and what's his name? Jorge Masvidal.
Appear to be in outstanding shape coming into the biggest fight of his career.
Yes,
and for those who
for him.
suggested that he did not deserve an opportunity against the #1 contender.
Yeah, they're saying everyone was hating on Sean. So far, this fight is pretty even.
I don't believe that we've ever seen Sean have to defend as many takedowns.
Right.
And I believe that's also playing to Petr's success with the striking because he's making him defend so much.
I mean, that's kind of true, but like, once again, DC with the L take. That is
Flexibility help there. Nice
exactly.
knee up the middle there from O'Malley. Left hand, he split.
I thought it was a knee that split. Yeah, there's the knee.
Nice knee up the middle there from O'Malley.
I didn't notice the knee.
Left hand, he split him open. Yan has been opened up.
Oh, jeez.
That's a back cut, Pauly.
Oh, my goodness, that's from here.
Oh, he got stunned. Now Yan throwing hands and landing. Oh, he got stunned.
Oh, jeez.
Huge left for Yan.
Fiora Yan's counters are nasty. Nice jab by O'Malley. Oh, huge head kick.
I would still argue that it's pretty even at this point.
Shoot.
But I would say that that exchange was very... so far, especially with the amount of he stuffed he stuffed 2 of his takedowns, I believe, maybe 3, but I think 2 in that round, and then split him open with a knee, pieced him up a little bit. He ate a couple shots, but they didn't really do damage to him. They clearly hurt, but they didn't do a lot of damage. That doesn't necessarily mean that look at that, and then he gets right back up. And the pressure's already gone from Yan right as he stands. Sean just needed the opportunity and he got back up. Peter Yan is doing nothing more than resting. Although it looks like he's in this freeze frame, it looks as though he's holding him to the ground and beating him. Once this is over, you realize that he is just very badly bloodied and very tired. Obviously not super tired, but he let him get right back up.
Under 90 seconds to go.
And he gives up in the clinch because he just doesn't have it.
It wasn't him loading up.
And I can't lie, O'Malley is absolutely exhausted, but still. I just can't believe he's not out. The counter strikes of Yan are really, I would say, the one thing that is scoring him the highest for this round.
It depends on how you scored round 1.
Well, and perhaps
that's really true. That's really true. That is very true. And I think Sean takes round 1. I think it's pretty obvious that Sean takes round 1. And I think that's why he won. Well, I think that's why he won the fight. I think these 2 last rounds are pretty. I think they're pretty close. I think there's very small things. Like I really feel like it was split decision. I mean, it was really one of those fights where it's like if we tie these guys, if we draw these guys, the crowd is going to blow up the building. And we're not giving Yan the win because screw Yan, because obviously Dana White is this evil mastermind setting up rigging all these fights, because it's obviously what he's doing. I mean, he could be, but even then, I would still score the fight for O'Malley probably in a split decision. And maybe that's because I like O'Malley, but then again, maybe the only reason that you would score for Yan is because you like Yan. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Sean won, and that's all that matters. But I think because that it ended right there, like I think it could have, like if it went a little bit longer in that particular situation that they were just in, could have been Yan's fight. But then again, Sean just could have got right back up, and it could have been Sean's fight. So you really don't know. I think that what the problem was with this fight is that these guys were so evenly matched and no one knew, because like there was nothing to base, like there's nothing, like Sean hadn't faced anybody anywhere near this competition, so there's no previous reference to go off of. So then everyone went into this fight thinking that Yan was objectively the better fighter, and then when he wasn't, or when it was a very, very close fight, they're still like, yeah, but he's the better fighter anyway, and they think he won. But I think if Sean had fought all these other guys that are like on or above Yan's level, and then they fought, and then they had this fight, I think people would be like, damn, that was a close fight. And I think people would have been like, it makes sense that it was so close. Like, it was a close fight, and it wasn't just some fluke. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad. I do feel bad. I really do feel bad. I do feel bad for Peter Yan. He looks so defeated. His career, like his I don't know. I just don't think. I mean, I think he's. I don't know. I don't think he's going to come back for the title. I think that Sean's going to get the title from Aljo. Then I think Merab is going to fight Sean. I have no idea who's going to beat whatever. Who's going to beat who in Merab versus Sean? As of right now, I would assume Merab would beat Sean. No, I mean, I think it's completely realistic for Sean to be taken down and submitted very early into the fight. Like, Peter Yan is just a walking human mold of cement. When you punch him, you probably hurt yourself more than you do hurt him. I don't think Aljamain Sterling has the same chin as Peter Yan. And Aljamain Sterling doesn't have the same stand-up as Peter Yan either. In this fight, you could see early in the fight,
And the problem with that is maybe that will
that's
take
what
away from his
Aljamain
normal
was doing.
style, and he'll fight with some emotion. Beautiful kick there by Yan.
Just his forward pressure is.
You know what I'm saying? He's staying on the outside for the first round. And Sean likes to feel his opponent out in the first round. I think Sean could knock him out in the first or second round. That's my formal prediction for this fight. Yes. Oh, yes. I think in the first or second round, Sean O'Malley is going to knock out Aljamain Sterling. At the same time, Aljamain Sterling is going to he's probably just going to shoot for a takedown very quickly. That's very possible.